Today I'm going to just talk for a few minutes on the overall subject of people, where people fit in a business and how the way that they're managed can greatly affect the company's profitability through their ability to deliver productivity. So the methods I'm going to share with you have, in my experience, always helped to do this. Let's look first of all at what a company has to do. It has to market to find new customers. It has to run good operations to satisfy its existing customers. It has to manage its people well and make sure they're productive. It has to operate good technology and systems to make sure that the administration is efficient. And if it does those four things well, it is going to make money. Excuse me. Now, in the last 40 years or so, I've watched the whole approach to management of people change quite drastically. When I first started work, rather a long time ago, something operated called Theory X. A man called McGregor invented two theories of how to manage people. And Theory X was very common up until the 1970s. And what it really said was that people need commanding and controlling in order to make sure they do a good job. And this new idea, this Theory Y, started to evolve, started to become fashionable in the 1970s and has grown more and more ever since. And basically, Theory Y states that if you are nice to people and you create a good environment for them in which they work, and you give them support and you give them development, they will reward you by doing a good job. And I find myself deeply sceptical about this, having seen the results of this in many, many companies, and to be blunt, it seems to me it produces weak management. So, no, I do not think it's just about being nice to them. My experience is that people need firm direction, and they need to feel committed to what the business needs to do. And the skill of a good manager will be in achieving that as the basis for growing productivity. So you've got what has kind of evolved out of the Theory Y idea, which is something easy, painless and friendly, which I see many, many managers and bosses doing. They treat the staff as friends. They take the view that everybody knows what to do and can get on with it. Things might not be brilliant, but best not to upset the staff by pushing them. You have to accept they're just here for the money after all. They're the best you can get in this area. And there's not much point training them, because if you do that, they then leave. And anyway, there's no real point giving them career development, because there's not much of a career here. And why should I develop them to have a career somewhere else? So, should we be surprised, therefore, that many businesses experience low productivity, unacceptably high absence, and quite a lack of initiative from the workforce? Bad people management will always give you second-rate performance in all things. Poor marketing, leading to a low take-on rate of new clients. Poor operations, meaning not holding on to your clients as well as you should. Underperformance in terms of profit and cash flow. Systems that don't work efficiently. And poor productivity from the company's biggest investment, which is its workforce. So, that causes in turn challenging operations where the business will struggle to find new customers, it will struggle to keep old ones, to make a profit, to retain cash in the business, to operate efficiently, and to generate productivity from its people investment. The best people management, frankly, is hard work, takes guts, and is definitely not a popularity contest. It's about recruiting for quality in the first place. It's about having the courage to pay really well. Setting clear goals, measuring people's performance, demanding they produce a result, and training and training and training until they do, coaching and mentoring them to improve continually, and having the courage and the guts to go out and challenge low performance, and if necessary, to part if the individual is unproductive or disruptive. Why do all this? Because every pound of added productivity is pure profit and goes straight to the bottom line. And it enables you to run a business that's successful in all ways. And one, the business that finds new customers regularly, has happy customers, runs effective projects, has reliable products, strong cash flow, good profits, clever technology, clear information, committed people, and people who are productive. And that leads you in turn to getting a very good return on the people investment, because it will lead you to high margin customers, profitable projects, high yielding assets in the business, productive technology, strong knowledge from the people, able and skills, leading you to be in the position of having a business that's totally saleable. And that's a very important point because these days, when companies are sold, a very important part of the due diligence is looking at the people in the business, because increasingly people who buy businesses recognise that the greatest value is in the people. So, good people management is about being systematic in the operation of a series of common sense processes which would collectively lead to you having people who are knowledgeable, skilled and committed, and who are capable and willing to sustain a high and fault-free output. Now, within the Hoik Business Wealth League training and delivery modules, we've got 9 which help you to get much better productivity from your people, and through that far higher performance from the business in every regard. And these modules you'll find on the website. They are set up also to be 15-minute videos like this one, backed up by templates that you can use. So, let's try and summarise this. Always let a system help you. There are some very good HR systems on the market. HR, being the modern code, means human resources. I've even heard it described as human reins, but that sounds a bit unkind. But there are good HR systems on the market which will enable you to track all sorts of things about your people. Holidays, absence, sickness, training, promotion, career development, performance appraisal, and the more you can create good records and keep them electronically, the better. If that worries you, you've thought about having electronic systems and having to take extra time, valuable time to operate them, don't hesitate to outsource it, because there are plenty of people working from home who've got very good computer skills, very good abilities with software, who would be very happy for a very modest fee to actually operate on an outsourced basis your people systems for you. It's critical. Every company I've ever been into has always said we need to be better at communications. It's one of these things that's really a journey, not a destination. But it's really important as the leader of a business, even if it's not your natural style, to make yourself into a communicator. And it doesn't just mean being Mr. Nice Guy. It means making sure that you listen to what people are saying and thinking, that they understand from you what the company is trying to achieve and what their role in that is. And as the leader of the business, it's about you setting the pace. Whatever, it's actions speak louder than words. It's not so much about what you say, it's about what your people see you doing. And what they see you do, they will tend to imitate. Always be clear with your people about what you expect from them, and be firm in terms of getting the return that you wanted in the first place. Your people are your biggest costs, so treat them as an investment, not as an overhead. In other words, get the best from them. Invest in the best and get the best back. Leading from the front, really important, because you will set the tone for the business. And if you do these things, you will watch your productivity go up by leaps and bounds. And that in turn will raise the market value of your business very considerably. So finally, what I've talked about isn't rocket science. It's more about courage than it's about anything else, and it's about common sense too. You think of the old adage, do as you would be done by. Try to manage people in the way that you yourself would like to be managed. And set the example always. Really learn from how other people manage their people. Look at the companies that supply you with services and with goods, both at home and at work. And look at the sorts of people that you find yourself interacting with. You can even ask those people what development they get and how they're managed. They're usually very happy to tell you and learn from it. And then, of course, you've got the HR consultants. The last time I saw this poor chap, he actually was masquerading as an accountant. There he is with his spotty bow tie. He seems to have great bundles of paper there. And the HR consultants can cost you a great deal of money. As always, some are good, but I have to say, be careful. If you're using HR consultants, ask yourself, are they really doing things that you should be doing yourself, like managing your people, like performance appraising your people? And if you do decide to use an HR consultant, do make sure that there's some really tangible outcome that you're going to pay against, that you're not just buying time to have what is effectively a non-executive director. And finally, only ever spend your precious time and money on activities that lead to long-term productivity gains from your biggest investment, which is your people. Productive staff are managed staff. It doesn't happen by itself. And for more information on things that can be done to make people more productive, do go to our website, look at the other modules which are there, and if you can't find what you want, don't hesitate to pick up the phone. Meanwhile, thank you for listening.